Welcome back. Let's put this in a video. Let's put this in the ether. All right, this video I'm gonna entitle this. It's gonna happen to you. All right, it's gonna happen to you. I mean, I've been getting guys keep saying their relationship. Oh, it's not gonna happen in my relationship. Our relationship is different, right? It's gonna eventually gonna happen to you. Right? Don't say our relationship is different. Our bond is tight. She would never do that to me, right? And the guys keep living in this fantasy that that the person that they're with will never ever betray them, will never ever do any harm, will always be happy. You know what? They will eventually betray you. They will eventually not get happy. Eventually, not now, but eventually they will. Just take time. It's gonna take time eventually, right? And guys like to be delusional about this. They like to be delusional that their woman that they're with was never happy, right? They never thought that they never get in a fight with an argument with a woman, especially a woman that they're with, right? And when guys said that they never have fights, I truly don't believe them because every couple out there has fights, right? Don't disillude this idea that you guys never have fights. All right, some couples are good at hiding it. All right, so and guys, especially these blue pill simps out there, right? They like to deny that just because they're in a relationship right now, right? A happy relationship, that doesn't mean that their girlfriend, the person that they're with, their wives will never ever be a state of content, be a stage of discontent, be a stage of unhappiness. Eventually, they'll be unhappy, right? Don't tell me there was never a point in a relationship that she's never mad, she's never unhappy, right? There's always that point in her life, right? These blue pills like to live in that stage. They love to live in this fantasy, right? They say that it'll never happen to me. Our relationship is different. Our relationship is different, right? You know what? Just give it time. Time will reveal everything. All right? Time will show everything. Time will expose her for her true self. Time will show her her true nature. All right? All you gotta do is give her some time. That's why I like to tell guys out there, when you date a girl, you date them slow, right? And when you have kids with them, you make sure you take it slow, right? A relationship takes time to build, right? And now, but we have these blue pill men out there, right, that think this is a fairy tale, that think this is real life, man. Real life means that everybody's not constantly happy all the time. There's gonna be a point where she's mad, upset, argue with you, right? No matter how sweet and innocent she looks, no matter how petite she is, no matter how soft-spoken she is, right? No matter how gorgeous she is, no matter what kind of family she is, there's always going to be a time where you're going to have a disagreement with her. There's always a couple out there. I don't care what kind of couple you are. I don't know what kind of background, traditional, non-traditional, Mormon, Christian, Catholic, Muslim. There's always a time when both parties argue. Both couple argue, right? I don't care what it is. There's arguments between every couples. There's gonna be disagreement between each couples, right? It's a matter of how you resolve that argument, right? And why do you think a lot of crimes right now, most of the calls the police gets is domestic disturbance. What does that mean, domestic disturbance? Most of the call that these police officers attend to are fight between couples, husband and wives, right? If you don't believe me, go ask the police. Ask a person with a badge, right? Most of their calls basically attend to a domestic dispute, and they have to go there not realizing what they expect themselves to get into, right? Right? And it's usually these couples that's threatening each other, that's loud, that's arguing, right? And you will never know until the last moment when she turn on you. What does it have to take for you to understand this? What, does she have to put a hit on you? Does she have to get a hitman and try to execute you? This stuff happens. There are ex-wives out there trying to execute their partner. Not only ex-wives, they're men too. All right. I'm giving the benefit of the doubt that both parties try to delete both sides. right? But I'm talking about the men who always say that it'll never happen to me. Our relationship is different. Our relationship are locked tight, right? And how do I know that for sure, man? People are great liars, right? That's why I don't trust people, right? That's why I don't trust people when they say, "Oh, our relationships are good," right? Our relationship, most relationships are on the brink of separation. Most relationships out there are on is failing right now, right? Most modern day marriage are failing. Why do you think the divorce rate is so high? Right? Why do you think? Why do you think that? Why do you think divorce lawyers are making the killings? Right? Because people, couples argue. It's disillusion to think that you see a happy couple that they never fight. Right? Copy. Happy couple fight all the time. They just fight behind closed doors. They just have a disagreement between closed doors. So because you don't see it, that doesn't mean it doesn't happen. All right? And these blue pill sips out there like to denial, right? Sure, it doesn't happen right away when you get into a relationship, but eventually it's going to happen over time, right? And women out there, they know how they're patient with their. They're strategic when when they snap at a guy. They're very strategic, right? They plan a divorce before they plan their honeymoons. So you gotta be aware of this, so you don't want to set yourself up for disaster with modern day women. Alright? And there's God, man, this just annoyed me when guys don't learn, especially the blue pill simps out there. They think everything is a freaking fairy tale. Everything is like a Disney movie. They don't understand these movies. It's just propaganda filling you with all these false realities, saying, "Oh, it's all about love. It's love. You have to have emotions. Emotions." And I see that in every movie. Like, oh, all you need is love. Love is powerful than everything. Okay, if love is so powerful, why most of these relationships fall apart? Why are these relationships end up in disasters? Why are these marriages end up in disaster? Happily ever after, until it's too late, right? If love is so strong, why is it like this? Why is marriage is so disastrous? Why a relationship is so problematic, right? Because love has nothing got to do with this, and that's what's wrong with most men. They let their feelings get in the way of their rationality, right? Sure, it might seem dystopic, right? Sometimes when you say, "Oh, wanna do the moral thing, you wanna have emotions, you wanna be loving and kind to people, be forgiving." But what point? At what point, until the point where she take advantage of you, the point where you destroy yourself, right? At what point? These things are just fantasies, right? You've been fed a lie all your life, and you need to come down to reality and start learning the thing that you've never been taught before, right? Expose yourself to different relationships. See how people lies, right? I see a lot of couples out there. What they're showing you is not what their true self. They don't show you their frustrations. That they're not gonna put themselves out like that. Put themselves vulnerable, right? Behind the closed door, couple fights all the time, right? And most of these fights leads to disputes, leads to argument, and ultimately a failed relationship, ultimately a divorce, right? And this blue pill sip don't realize that. They don't understand. Why do you think celebrity couples fight all the time, divorce all the time? Right? I like to give people benefit of the doubt by seeing people, oh, they're happy in the relationship. Sooner or later, those relationships are gonna fail, and I'm demonized as a bad guy, saying that eventually most relationship fails. Right? You have to understand that not everything lasts forever, not even relationships. Right? When I see couples, I have to come to a rational mindset. Oh, okay, what is the lifespan of those relationships? They might be happy right now, right? But when it comes to a point where you can't provide her with everything she needs, right? She only loves for what you can do for her at that moment. But as soon as you lack resources, she's gonna turn her back on you. Especially modern day women, right? These are not the same women 70 years ago, right? And they like to say, "Oh, it never happened to me. Our relationship is different. Our relationship is different. Our relationship is different. Our relationship is different." Well, until the last moment, until you finally realize that most relationships are all the same, it's gonna eventually destroy themselves. It's gonna eventually break up. Most couples will usually break up, right? and the usually do the divorce. I mean, not do divorce. Do the proposal is the one that's being bamboozled by the woman. He didn't see her true side yet, right? When you propose to a woman, she don't automatically show her true side. She's trying to get that rock from you, right? Once she get that rock from you, she's gonna change automatically. Next thing you know, she'll stop cleaning, stop cooking for you. She's gonna be lazy, get fat, right? And they don't see it until the last minute. That's why you gotta be wiser, right? It's never gonna happen to me. Yeah, it's never gonna happen to you right now, but sooner or later, eventually, you're gonna start seeing signs, and you notice these indicators of her habits start changing, right? She can start getting fat, and those are indicators you should take account. And don't be bamboozled, man. Most relationship fails anyway. This is the 20th century. People don't know how to love each other anymore, especially modern day women. Right? You need to know the true nature. Know how women are. Know how they behave. Once they get what they want, they change. Right? Don't say people don't change. People change all the time. I changed. I changed from what I was from a freshman in high school to right now. When I was in high school, I didn't think that relationship was like this. Back when I went to school, I changed. Okay? If people change over time, what made you think that your relationship don't change? What made you think that she won't change? She's only change all the time. You have to understand that. Right? You better hope she change for the better, but often enough, change for the worse. Right? Then men will change when they see the true nature of how women are. Then they will change for the better. Then they'll realize that it's not the same world that they've been taught. The whole thing they've been taught was a lie. Chivalry and all this stuff is all a bunch of hogwash BS right now. Right? And to the guy who said our relationship is different, I would love to believe you. Right? But in this society, I can't trust anybody. I can't even trust your relationship. I can't even trust your wife. Right? I can't even trust your girlfriend. Right? How do you know? Right? You can't read her mind, bro. You cannot read her mind. How do you know how long she can stick with you? Remember, I said this a long time ago. Women determine the longevity of the relationship. If she's unhappy, that's it. It's over. Right? At the point where you fail to make her happy with her station in life or her situation in life, that's the point she can change her mind. And she can be on defensive mode, going after you. Right? I could go on and on about this subject, right? But the guy who's still delusional about that day, it will never happen to them, you're delusional. It will happen to you eventually. Just give it time. Alright? It will never happen to me. Our relationship is different. Same goes about millions of other people out there that got divorces. Was their relationship any different from yours? No, that's what they thought their relationship was different. But what's the outcome of that? Divorce? Breakup? Right? A lot of people say the same thing. A lot of men say the same thing. A lot of men say our relationship is different. Alright? Until you get sideswiped. Until you get, come on, left field. Right? I was once like you. I believe that all this stuff was I have a benefit of other people. But you have to live in the reality. People gonna change. Especially women. Women will change on you. Right? Not relationship are 100% guaranteed. Right? Relationship is gonna fail, and you have to understand that. Right? People will eventually fight in relationship. That's normal. Right? So when I see people don't argue in a relationship, there's gotta be an anomaly or something strange. They're good at hiding it. But on that note, guys, let me know what you think. You think these guys who said our relationship is different, our relationship is hardwash, our relationship is locked tight, our relationship is strong, you think they're full of crap? Let me know if you agree or disagree. Alright? On that note, guys, if you like my content, I drop videos daily. Like, share, subscribe. As always, I thank you for your time. And on that note, peace and blessings.